Hey guys, I didn't have plans to make a video today. I had no plans to make anything until next week when I started making videos again. But I had to get my camera out for a different purpose, and so I thought I'm gonna do a quick vlog, on my video making and some things. Okay, so I just want to say that I'm still really enjoying Historical Perspective. I hope everybody who watches it is, and so I'm going to start once again. The first year hits. After the first year, I'm going to start doing more Historical Perspective. I'm trying to think of what historical topics I want to cover after the first year. Believe it or not, I have not prepared at all. Hopefully this week I'll sit down and I'll decide those things. I also want to bring back Mark's Western movie show, or Big Black Hat Man's, not Mark, Big Black Hat Man's Western movie show, because I always really enjoyed doing that. And then I just kind of got away from it. And I know I have several movies written down somewhere that people wanted me to review and talk about, and I want to do that again. I thought it was fun, and I feel very non-traditional in the way I do that, which is kind of the way I like being. For those who know me, I'm not very traditional. And Tea with Wallace will continue at some point. I don't know when. Those are fun to do, but the Ask Wallace segments. But I don't know when I'm going to get the next one out. Hopefully within the month. So that's it basically, right? So Historical Perspective is going to come back. Really want to bring back Big Black Hat Man's Western Movie Show, and then of course Tea with Wallace when I have time. Ask Wallace. Those three shows are the shows I'll work on in the future. I want to write more. Just don't have time for these things. Hopefully, I'm hoping like the next month I'm not working as much. I've been working 50 plus hours a lot lately, and I'm hoping like the next month is not near that busy, and I'll have time to sit and write and work on some other things, and that's sort of be productive in my hobbies. You know, my job is one thing, my hobbies are another, and I'm hoping to have more time for my hobbies. And since that didn't take me very long to say, that was all I really had to say, I wanted to talk about 3 books. Yeah, I'm going to end my vlog with 3 books. 3 books that I've read recently that were really, really awesome. I think I'm going to start with this book right here. See that book? I just read this book, Angela's Ashes by Frank McCourt, which people in the 90s remember this book, because this was a big deal in the 90s. And I didn't read it back then because I was in high school, and I guess I was too smart to read it. I don't know. I was in high school, so you're dumb in high school. Not everybody. Some people. But I did see the movie, and I liked the movie, and so I thought, man, I'd really like to read this book, and I saw it here not too long ago at a used bookstore, picked it up, and it is really good. And I've heard the criticism of this book is that Frank McCourt overemphasizes being poor as a child in Ireland. He's remembering it as a child in Ireland, so if he misremembers things, he was a kid. Okay, he's remembering what he did as a kid. So give him credit for putting down a pretty stark memoir. And whether all these things are true or not, I don't know. Nobody can know that for sure. But it's a really interesting read. It's interesting to see how he retells his childhood and sort of the stream of consciousness moments. And it's a good read, and I recommend that. This next book, here you go. Jason Peter, Hero of the Underground. And this is a book a lot of people might not have heard of. Now this deals with, for those who know me, I'm a big University of Nebraska football fan, and this is a former University of Nebraska football player. But this isn't about how great it is to be a University of Nebraska football player. I've read that book too. There's several of those books out there. This book is what it's like to become a severe drug addict after being a great football player who gets severely injured and whose life is pretty much destroyed because he couldn't continue to play football. And this is intense. This book is a real downward spiral into drug abuse and self-destruction that Jason Peter goes through, and how hard it is for him to come back from that. And for those who don't know, Jason Peter has come back. He's currently in the media, actually works on a lot of University of Nebraska football stuff. But he's really, really, I don't know how to describe this book. It's very riveting. I borrowed this from a friend. I have to loan it right to another friend who wants to borrow the book from that friend as well, because this is an intense read. This was 300 very fast pages about a guy doing a lot of cocaine and heroin and a lot of pain pills. But it's really excellent. So anybody has any more questions about it, I'll be happy to field those questions. But this Hero of the Underground. And then one more memoir, which is not in my hand. Pop-up. There we go. I just threw a pop-up in there because I've already lent that book out. I bought that book and then I lent it out. It's Ron Perlman's Easy Street the Hard Way, which anybody who's ever been interested in acting, or how the career in acting works, or how your psychology can sort of affect your career and your life, and what it takes to sort of admit those problems. And I really recommend this book. This is Ron Perlman being very, very honest about how he's worked on the movies that he's worked on, about how his careers went, about how his life's been, about the things that have bothered him, about his own psychological problems, his own problems from the past. And it's really good. And if you have an interest in Ron Perlman or interested in how actors think and how things go on in movies and things like that, this book, really interesting book. I was a real page turner for me. Those three books that I've read recently have been real page turners and real interesting, introspective books into people's lives. And that's why I really am interested in history, is because it's the story of people and how we've got to where we are today. I'm very much interested in that story, and that's why I read all three of these books, and they're all three really interesting books. So there you go, guys. A little update on what's going on. Three books I recommend that I've just recently read that are really good. And thanks. Have a good one.